And why do you think that? Why you,
Because women are, I don't know, they're taking on this heavily independent approach. And for a long time, like, the people have trying to push the man, the black man, out of family, right? For a long time. So, I don't know, somewhere along the lines, I don't know, felt their need to stand in their independence and do away with the need for a man. But I don't know. You cannot raise children in a household without both the masculine and the feminine energy. It takes both, I believe. But that's just my belief. I don't know. The world that we live in now is changing drastically. I mean, what I saw as a child is, I mean, I grew up in a household with my grandmother and my mother and my stepmother, they were married for years, so you don't see that no more. You see women and women raising families, men and women raising families now,
man, I tell you, sister, that's what's going on in today's society, man, where you have, people that's ruling the society, they controlling the narrative of what family's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And they have made things so upside down from the way that it used to be, that we took on that persona like it's okay for us just to do without a man. You know what I'm saying? And now you got brothers like, hey, you don't need a woman because they have done, they have pushed families and separated black families, you know what I'm saying? And I think they have made, here in America especially, where the black woman is more on top than the black man. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do.
And look, the Bible says, the Bible speaks about it, that in Jeremiah 31. And I think it's Jeremiah 31, 23 or 22. Because that's what this prophesied for years. And if you can look at it, look at other races of people, their race is in order.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
I agree.
the woman with the man should follow his lead.
Absolutely.
You know, but the black community, you don't see that. So-called black community.
Because this is the dominant race, and anything to try to separate us, they're going to push that narrative.
Right.
But if we came together as people, recognize our divinity, then, things would be different. But I think that we've come so far away from how it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 22. How long wilt thou go about, O backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
So the Lord has created a new thing on the earth. The new thing on the earth, the Lord has allowed the so-called white man to allow a woman to compass a man in the society. You know, this is not talking about the other races of people, because like you said, the other race of people, they're in order.
Yeah.
You know, so the Lord is allowing this to happen to his people, not the other people, not the other race, not the Chinese man, the Asian man, the Korean, Vietnamese, Chinese, whatever, they're in order. And one is called the Arab man as well, the East Indian man as well. But when it comes down to our race, our women are out of order. You know, they have allowed our enemies to misuse them, confuse them, and separate our families.
Yeah.
You know, so the Lord created that thing on the earth. And that's what happened because our forefathers, they listened to the Lord, you know. Go ahead, kid.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 82, verse 5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
See that? The scripture says they don't know why they walk in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. You know what I'm saying? We out of course. The earth is out of course. Hey, look, that's how we're supposed to be the ones that's controlling this earth. Like you said, we're supposed to be the ones that's have the dominion on the earth. They put GMO food on the earth. Food's not organic anymore.
Oh, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you have air polluted, the fishes, chemtrails everywhere.
Yeah.
The fishes, being manipulated, different genes. The whole earth is out of course. And guess what's out of course? We are out of course as people. So this is talking about us, as well. So we the ones that's supposed to be controlling this earth. Now we out of course as well. That's why you see the black man in the lower state as a base people in this society.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 3, verse 12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them.
See that? It's as for my people. He's not talking about the Chinese man. Now the so-called white man. He said, as for my people, children are their oppressors. When you look at our neighborhoods, who's oppressing our neighborhoods now?
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. It's out of order.
They
Yeah.
look at the music, they just talking about bad men shooting each other. I mean, and no matter where you go in America, it's going to be a oppressed black neighborhood, and mainly the youth is doing it.
O my people, as for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err, and destroy the way of thy path.
So it said, they that lead thee cause them to err, and women rule over them. Now, again, this is talking about the Lord's people, the so-called black man, the real Jews of the Bible. So the women ruling over us in our community. You know, it's not the Chinese woman that ruled over her man. It's not the Arab man that ruled over, you know, it's not talking about the Arab woman ruled over her man. This is talking about the so-called black woman ruled over her man. You know, and women lead our men astray. Because the reason why, because they're not getting those core principles of surviving and knowing how to deal with conflict and be a critical thinker from their father. So now they're dealing with their emotions, they're reacting on each other, shoot, you know. Not saying that the black man should be at home, he should not be at home, he should be at home. Should be dealing with the family, keeping it in order. But this society has separated our families apart. Now you need the women to be in charge, you know.
So you think that women lead men astray?
No. Well, I mean, like,
Our
when it
women?
come down to, like, young men growing up,
Oh, okay.
you know what I'm saying, if they're in your household, and if you're single and you have no man guidance, he's not going to know how to deal with society problems and the woes of this earth, like the so-called black man does.
Right.
So, you know, we men, so when we grow in experience, we can tell the youth, hey, look, man, look, watch out. They hate you. The white man is really after you. You have an enemy out there. They love to get along with your people because at the end of the day, that's who you're going to need. You got something?
Yeah, I was gonna say also like in the households, right? You have like you said earlier, you need the man and the woman to be in the household to be able to raise that child. They need that to see that type of experience, that type of love, right, and that guidance.
Yeah.
When you look at now in today's society, they have us on the WIC system, right, on welfare and different things of that nature. So a lot of times, even that forces the men out the house.
Yeah.
So the women, they'll rather get support from their oppressor versus support from their own people. See what I'm saying? Because really, we've been taught to hate each other, and all that's through the Willie Lynch letter, right? Different things of that nature. But
I got you something.
This is look at Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9, and it says 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. Verse 10, for if they fall, the one will live his fellow, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he has not another to help him up. So they're going to, the husband and the wife. Husband see the wife fall, he's gonna be there to lift her. He's gonna be there to lift her right back up, and vice versa. So if you're alone, who you gonna have to lift you up? I'll bring you back to the standard which you should be lifted. Bound to fall further and further, if you ain't got nobody to say, hey, you need to get back right.
And a lot of we was just talking about that. One of the main things that I see doing it, in my opinion, which y'all probably might agree, is the money. The Lord said the love for money is the root of all evil. When you love money, you'll do anything for it. You kick your man out the house, right? You'll abandon your kids. You'll mistreat them and do all kind of different things to get money. You know what I mean? Cheat on somebody, right, for money. Have 3 men, you see what I'm saying, just for money. All that root goes right back to that. You got it.
There's a curse to go along with that. You know what I'm saying? That's going to turn our women to, for the love of money, it's going to turn our women to hate their husband and hate the household, which is going into this is the book of Deuteronomy 28 and verse 58.
Or 15.
15?
Yeah, just to give it a context.
Yeah, because have you ever heard of the curses of Deuteronomy 28?
I may have. Let me hear.
Okay,
I don't know.
bring that
Let's
up.
see.
Okay. the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
You familiar with Moses, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. This is after they came into the wilderness when they left the captivity of
Okay.
Egypt. Right. Read.
But it should come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments,
All his what?
all his commandments,
Uh-huh.
and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses,
All these what?
all these curses
Uh-huh.
shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So you know what a commandment is, right? When somebody tell you to do something. So the Lord is telling us to do certain things, right? And telling us not to do certain things. So when he tells us not to do certain things and we do it, what do you think happens? Curse is going to come upon us. And a curse is a good thing or a bad thing?
A bad thing.
It would be a bad thing. So the Lord said bad things are going to happen to you for not listening to me. Just like if when you were growing up, I can almost guarantee you had chores to do,
Yeah.
right? Different projects you had to do around the house. And if you didn't do them, guess what? You're going to get punished. You might get your phone taken away. You might not be able to go out that night. You see what I'm saying? So the Lord's saying all these bad things are going to happen to you. And in the chapter of Deuteronomy, he lists a surplus of bad things that will happen to only the Israelites, which is how we can identify who the Israelites are in the Bible. Because the Israelites would fit these curses that we're reading.
Oh.
See what I'm saying? The Arab man, he wouldn't fit these curses. The Korean man, he wouldn't fit these curses. That's how we know that we're the people of the book. Right? Read what you got.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 56.
Uh-huh.
The tender and delicate woman among you,
Right.
which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness
Right.
and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband.
So this woman, right? This particular woman in a certain nation, her eye would be evil towards her husband. But at first, she barely didn't even want to step in the mud, right? She was tender and delicate, right? Read it again.
The tender and delicate woman
Uh-huh.
among you, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband.
So her eye gonna be evil towards her husband. She's gonna hate her husband, talk behind his back, say, "Negro, you ain't shit," right? You'll never be shit. You ain't shit. What other nation goes through that? Does the white man go through that in his home? It doesn't appear to be at all, you know. But keep reading.
Her eye shall be evil toward her husband.
So she's, hey, I don't need no man in the house. I don't need you. I'm good all by myself. I can do bad by myself. Right? Read.
And the husband of her bosom, and toward her son and her daughter.
And towards her son and her daughter. So what nation of women are known for hating their sons and daughters? You look just like your daddy. Right? I can't stand you. Get out of my face. Go somewhere and sit down. Right? Read.
It says, and toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet.
So even the young one that come out from between her feet. Now, you know, our women don't even consider breastfeeding now, right? They rather, you know what? I don't want to mess my body up, which is a thing that they pushed on our women, right? I don't want to mess my body up. I'm going to put you on the Similac. I'm going to put you on Infamil, right? I'm going to give you this powder right here. I'm going to give you goat's milk instead of the milk that you need from me. I'm not going to give you my colostrum, right? Read.
And toward her young one that cometh out from between her feet,
Uh-huh.
and toward her children which she shall bear.
Which she shall bear. Uh-huh.
For she shall eat them for what of all things secretly in the siege.
And that happened in the siege of Jerusalem, right? Keep reading.
Excuse me. And straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in thy gates.
Right. Read verse 48 for the sister.
Come.
So we can show the sister the Bible is talking about us.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 48.
Uh-huh.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies.
So the Lord said, because you didn't obey me, I'm gonna put curses on you. So therefore, you're gonna serve your enemies, right? You don't want to serve me, go serve the people who hate you. You know, go serve the people who despise you and call you out of your name. Right? Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee in hunger.
He gonna send these people against you in hunger. So that instead of him feeding you, they gonna feed you now. Now you're gonna eat GMOs. right? Now you're gonna drink sodas and eat Burger King, right? Now I'm gonna put all these bad foods in your neighborhood, right? Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy.
And when we wanna eat, right, we had to go to our enemy. You wanna plant seeds in your own garden, who are you going to buy them from? Is it your brother or another nation of people? Oh, I'm growing my own fruit. But no, you had to go buy these seeds, which were once yours. It once belonged to you. This whole earth and this land belonged to you. But now you got to go purchase a heirloom seed from him. Right? Read.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness.
And in nakedness. Right? In hunger and in thirst. When you're thirsty, when you want water, who do you have to go to? Your enemy. Who do you pay a water bill to? You know? When water falls out the sky freely. Even if you collect water at your house, you're still supposed to pay for that legally. You would get fined for doing that. Right, read.
In hunger and in thirst and in nakedness and in want of all things.
So the Lord said that this enemy, right, your enemies, you're going to have to serve them in all things. You're going to have to go to them for a birth certificate. You're going to have to go to them for a license, right, to be able to drive on their roads, right? You need any kind of permission to do anything, to build a building, add on to your house, guess who you got to go to, right? You got to go to your enemy now. All this is because we didn't obey the commandments of the Most High.
If I may say too, kid,
Yeah.
I was going to say, when it says, he shall send, therefore thou shalt serve thy enemies in hunger and in thirst. So-called white man, he give our people EBT, food stamps.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put our women on welfare. And that's one way to separate the family too. Because if he providing you the foods and the basic essentials, then you don't need no man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Then it says in want of all things, if you want to get a house, you put a house over your head.
Mm-hmm.
What do they call it? Section 8. Section 8. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that don't have, you see majority of our women in Section 8. You don't see the majority of other women. The white man make profit. He make money off that too, off his property. You know? You have our women in there, it's like a continuous cycle. You know?
Wow.
And then some of our women, they use their own kids to get these benefits. They have kids just to get these benefits. You know what I'm saying? So,
Matter of fact, you ever seen this video right here?
Welfare reminds me of an old man I used to date. I was in a relationship with him for 11 years. He would never marry me, right? But whenever my bills were due, I would tell him he would give me just enough. He had a whole lot of money. He would give me just enough. Rent due, $1,200. He'd give me $1,200, not one cent over, because he knew that every month the rent was due, that I would have to come back to him. He wouldn't give me $100,000 and say, here, baby, bump that, go buy you a house and start your business, because then he felt like I wouldn't need him. The government system is the same way when it comes to Black Americans. They'll never give us enough to get over and get up. It's only enough to make sure we continue to come back every 30 days so that we can remain slaves to their system. Welfare reminds me.
She said welfare is just like a husband. You know? I feed you, I put a roof over your head, I take care of you. I'm gonna make sure your kids okay. Just don't have that other man in the house. You know, I'm your daddy now.
Wow.
So what role because you asked me when I first came over here, do I think women need a man, right? In the house, right? What role do men play in the chaos between man and woman now? Why do women feel like she don't need the man? Because I don't think it all falls on the woman that she feels that way. What role do men play?
you're right. Men do have to be there. They have to be strong enough to be there in those situations when they have families, But we have an order that we're supposed to go by, and we haven't been taught that order. This 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 3. Because whatever y'all have. But that's the thing. We haven't been taught order as men. So if we out of order, then our women gonna be out of order as well. So if we actually knew the order and knew the commandments of the scriptures about history, we'd have okay, let's go back and learn the way to keep our household intact. What should we do to make sure that everything is in order? So bring it out, kid.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man.
So the head of us is Yahweh Shah, who we call Christ today, and the head of the woman is the man. So we're supposed to be over our woman. if our women would accept the fact that be submissive to the man and show that man, hey, look, this is your place.
But a lot of men aren't even submissive to God. So how can a woman submit to a man that's not
And that's true
submitted to
too.
God?
Yeah, you got a point. Because you got our enemies today. They have taught us their God. You know what I'm saying? They have taught us their idols, and we worship them more than we worship the Most High that created us.
And also, you're supposed to be submissive to a man who's serving the Most High. You can't be submissive to somebody that's out there doing all type of wickedness. He out there doing all type of wickedness. If he wants you to be submissive to him, he can have you doing wickedness and tell you got to do it just because that's your husband. But so should you be with someone? Because he ain't gonna tell you do that wrong.
It's the book of 1 Ezra, chapter 5, verse 72. But the heathen of the land, laying heavy upon the inhabitants of Judea and holding them straight, hindered their building, and by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions, they hindered the finishing of the building of all the time that King Cyrus lived. So they were hindered from building for the space of 2 years until the reign of Darius.
So they hinder our building. As you can see right now, we are building our people up. They hinder the building. You see Martin Luther King and all those old civil rights workers that was trying to help our people to get, become men and become a community and become a nation again. They hinder that thing. They say, "Oh, we're gonna sign a Civil Rights Act in law," but you know what? Y'all not gonna do it. You're gonna get your head bust to the white man, and get dogs sick on you, and get your but you're not gonna benefit from it. The Civil Rights Act is benefited for every other race and every other agenda they had except for the so-called black people. So they hinder the building of our people. And it's right now, as you can see, we have these brothers out here, other men alike, like us. We got here building our people again. We don't want strong brothers like this that don't truth and say, hey, look here, this was getting over. We got to serve the Most High. We can't serve Christmas no more. And that's one way of hindering the building too. They keep pushing us in these holidays, serving birthdays. Right.
And by their secret plots and popular persuasions and commotions.
I was about to say, also, like we don't just get on women all day, right? We get on the men too. Matter of fact, give me an Exodus chapter 16 and verse 20 and verse 16, right? Because at the end of the day, it's both of our fault because we didn't keep the commandments of the Most High, right? Now, a lot of times, what you'll see in the society, women don't want to take accountability of their actions. You see what I'm saying? As far as like pushing, because you got all my life, I always thought it was the man's fault, right? But then when I grew up and started watching and seeing, sometimes it's the woman's fault that pushed the man out the household. You see what I'm saying? So as a people, we got to come together and be one. And for men, we were together right here. This is what would change our community according to the Most High. 22 and 16.
Yes, sir. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22 and verse 16. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife.
And that right there, that's responsibility. So if a man spit game to a woman, he's supposed to surely endow her to be his wife, right? So a man would be obligated, according to the scripture, if you lay down with that woman, that's supposed to be your wife. You see what I'm saying? But our men are not doing that now. What they doing is trying to hit it and quit it, right? They trying to have a little fun. You see what I'm saying? But how are we being taught this? Which goes back to the secret plots and popular persuasion, as they were talking about. We're learning this in our music. Every rapper, 9 times out of 10, they talking about how they slept with somebody's wife, how they hit it on the first night and then left her behind, right? How he just hit it every now and then, right? That's the type of language and evil communication that's being pushed to our community. See what I'm saying? Without the father already being in the household. So now the entertainers are raising our children. See what I'm saying? The entertainers are raising them. The standard for a so-called black man now is a rapper. I want to be a rapper, I want to be a football player, basketball player, tap myself up, have me a white woman on my side, right? And then and ball out. That's what's being pushed to us. You see? Right, you got it.
This is the book of Isaiah. We had somewhere else. Right now. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 15 through 16. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord.
And they seek deep to hide they what?
Their counsel from the Lord.
Uh-huh.
And their works in the dark.
Right.
And they say, who seeth us?
And that's what the so-called white people say. Who sees us? Right. Don't nobody know we got our hands behind this. Don't nobody know that the so-called Jewish community is behind this, right? Because we own the media. We own the radio stations, right? We own all of this, and we're not pushing this stuff upon black people to watch them destroy each other, so we don't have to do it anymore, right? Read.
And who know of us? Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
That's right. You got it.
You know what I'm saying? It said, and who know of us? Who know that, who do these works against the so-called black man? Turn his family against him. Turn his woman against him. Turn the man against the woman. Vice versa. You know, who knows this work? And see, the thing is, our Christian pastors, they don't point these things out to our people. They don't point out the things in the secret counsel by enemies, how they plot against the so-called black man.
Right.
They just pretend like it don't really matter. But like it says in Isaiah 29:16, it says, surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. So they ain't turned everything upside down now. You know, you got the woman on top, the man at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? If the man at the bottom, the children gonna be at the bottom, and the nation gonna be at the bottom, because the men are the leaders of the nation.
Right.
So now you have everything upside down. You have homosexuality. You have brothers cutting their rods off, pretending to be a woman now. You have women that want to be men. Our women wear pants, and when they're supposed to wear garments, nice dresses. Nice, beautiful garments, nice dresses to uphold their femininity. But in this society, they push the other thing away. You know what I'm saying? They push a woman to be like a man.